Hey everyone, welcome back to Not in My Lifetime podcast, episode 21. And we are literally about 1 week or so away from the Premier League finally coming back after 2 or 3 months of watching England and staring out of the walls of our house. So finally, gentlemen, we finally got through it, and we're now going back over the preseason tour, discussing what we've seen so far. Obviously, I haven't watched every game, but we can sort of assess the actual players that have played, and also teams, however, and also discuss the actual Chelsea game and also going forward. But before we get on with all that stuff and that great analysis, how you both doing on this fine Tuesday evening?
I'm all right. You okay?
Good.
Just waiting for the football to come back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's been nice sort of watching the younger players, obviously, on this tour, especially. I think it's been good to sort of analyze their styles of play, obviously, and the way they and how they fit into the system. Obviously, so far, I think today we've seen news that Callum Doyle's gone to Norwich on loan, which doesn't surprise me at all. He is going out on loan. He's a good player, Callum Doyle. I think he's got a good feature in him. I just think like Howard Bellis, he won't be here long term because we've already got 5 good players in front of them as it is. Not saying that they're good enough to get a spot if someone was free, but it's not right to just have them rot around in the reserves doing nothing. I'm pleased that we've moved. And also, I'm really, I mean, also, Asuso as well has obviously gone up to Peterborough to sort of a good move for him as well. I think, especially a good League One team as well. And also, Hamilton's gone to Middlesbrough. So you can already see already that we're seeing some moves, obviously, younger players. But before we obviously go on to them transfers, obviously, the Alvarez deal, what are your thoughts on Haaland's destruction of Chelsea?
Well, he's back to his best, isn't he? You can see that already. He's setting himself up for another class season.
Just smashing everyone, I mean. That's what he does. That's what Haaland does.
He looks happy. He looks fit, healthy, and up for it.
Yeah. What more can you say?
You couldn't ask for more from Haaland. And did you see his Instagram story about meditating on the plane?
Such a 7, mate.
There's
no way
7 hours doing absolutely nothing.
There's no way he did that. No way.
No.
It's all fun and games, right? But you can't sit on a plane for that long and not do anything. There's no way he sat there for 7 hours.
I wouldn't put it past him. If anyone's going to do that, it's going to be Haaland, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
He's mental.
I was restless on an hour flight to Belgium. Never mind 7 hours.
But he's big in the meditation and everything, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
So he probably does stuff like that at home.
But yeah, well, you see me in Norway, obviously meditating in the forest and cutting down woods. Like there's one player that I don't ever doubt in being a party animal is Haaland. I mean, obviously that's going out whatever, but you see he's a very real family person, really focused on the right thing. So there's one thing about Haaland that I can't doubt is his commitment to the team, but also the style. So I said before, it wouldn't surprise me in a couple of years' time if he's one of the captains of his team at some point. I'm not saying the captain, but obviously he's one of the leaders because I think he has that already at 24 years old, which is ridiculous.
He's got that ego and that aura as well, hasn't he?
Like Ibra did many years. I think.
I wouldn't put him on the same level as Ibra.
Not yet, anyway. Not yet. But
I mean, in terms of ego, definitely not.
No, not in terms of ego, but in terms of
third person.
Haaland has got an ego though, but Haaland's ego is not a bad one.
There's Zlatan, can he?
I didn't like Zlatan. I thought he was incredibly overrated, to be honest.
Yeah,
I thought it was far better. There was far better strikers. I know we're going off on a tangent again.
And the fact he played for United, that was it.
Yeah, there was far better strikers out there in that era than Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Absolutely were, but
he wasn't even in the top 10 that time. But he was good. He was a good, but no.
His goals that he scored, right, were what he. Also, again, tangent, but when you look at what Haaland's doing, obviously, similar kind of goals.
Yeah, exactly.
That I think, obviously, Haaland's already won more than him already in terms of the Champions League, that kind of stuff. So, But when you look at that kind of like aura he has about him, and I mean, obviously the 3 goals, look, obviously some of them were obviously mistakes from Chelsea, but the fact that he was there to put them away, last season he didn't do that enough. And there's one thing I noticed about him this game, you really can see like he's really worked on making sure he put the chances away this year. I think now we've got him finally getting himself back to his prime mode again. Especially after last year was still get 38 goals last year, despite being out of form was ridiculous anyway. But if he can get to like
stupid,
if he can get to like 50 goals or something plus again, I think he'll probably get more than that this year. The way it's going, I think I think also what I asked for, especially in the show did last week with Harry and Jack, is that I want him to start being a bit more aggressive on defenders, like Rudiger, like Saliba.
Yeah,
like,
use his body weight against defenders, make himself a presence, give them something to worry about.
Yeah, rattle the fan bases, get them angry at you, agendas against you, because honestly, it'll feed off that. Because I tell you, right, amount of times that they say, "Oh, Saliba bodies him," no, Haaland can do it. It's like he doesn't do it enough. He start showing that a bit of aggression. He did against, was it Colwell and Tozin? Did brilliantly. He does that against Arsenal and obviously players like that in the Premier League and Europe as well. He'll bang the goals every game. So I just
he can definitely do it. He's just learning, isn't he? He's still young. He just needs to learn how to use his body.
Yeah, which he's got. He's got the body to do it.
He's capable of doing absolutely anything.
Yeah.
But he's still learning, isn't he?
Yeah, of course he is. I mean,
he's not even
we know how strong he is,
and that's terrifying.
We know how strong he is. We know how big he is. And you've seen him run forward from the midfield. He's so quick as well. His movement is incredible, and he's still learning. We've said it numerous times. It's scary. He's only going to get better.
Absolutely.
Which is mad.
Good lad, saying hello. Watch back like evening. No worries, Tone. Full good direct placement for Alvarez. For a good show. Thanks, Tone. Direct placement for Alvarez. I don't think we should personally. Now,
I don't think we should.
People will say why. Now, I'll let you go on your points in a bit. Now, I think for me is you aren't going to get anyone who wants to be on the bench anywhere. Unless you put a young striker, academy on the bench, no one's going to want to come in and play second fiddle. Because I think Alvarez, for me, I said it before, he's good enough to be starting games for other teams anyway. He's that good of a striker. Is he world class? No. He can be if he keeps going the way he's going. But him on the bench, on the wing, it doesn't work. He's a striker. He's a goal scorer. And when he plays for us a striker, he's been brilliant. Scores goals, gets in the assist. Now he's doing what he's meant to be doing. But I hate watching him being forced to be in the midfield on the wing. Get a midfielder for that. Attacking midfielder, winger, do that job. I think now we've got the wingers for that job now. And in the midfield, we need to be getting in players now. I think that perfectly, like Eze per se, but I've heard Eze mentioned, but someone of a player in that kind of mould, but better, the quality that can sort of get in and out of this team and sort of really make an impact. Because again, I like obviously having a striker in this team, but this team can be false start needs to anyway. So I'm not worried about that at all. For me, it's the fact that we've got our striker. You obviously players come through the academy that can do a job as well. Don't overspend a player that's going to end up going in twos anyway. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Which is why I know Danny doesn't agree, but I think if Joao Felix had have come the other way as part of the deal, even for only a season, it's not a bad thing at all. He might not be the best player in the world. He might not have the best attitude of anyone we've ever seen before, but he's way more versatile than Julian Alvarez, and he's probably better with his feet than Julian Alvarez. Is he a better goal scorer? Probably not.
No.
Is he what we need? Again, probably not. But at the same time, we've created a bit of a problem, I think, by selling Alvarez now, because we had the problem of needing to back up for Rodri. We now have the problem of needing backup for Haaland, which we had. And it's like we've always said, we kind of had a player in every position that if they were replaced, for 1, 2, or 3 games, you wouldn't really turn an eye at it. Goalkeeper, Edison Ortega. And the only position we were worried about was the Rodri one. Now we've got another position to worry about. I know.
I don't think that position needs to be worried about.
But Haaland has that issue of injuries. He does, and I think it's.
Yeah, but we've won the league
without
a striker before. It's not a big deal. We don't need to
I get
panic.
it.
We don't need to make an immediate signing.
No. I agree. We don't need to make an immediate signing.
We've won the league with a false 9 before. It's not
We're
worth
not going to do that again, though, are we? I don't think we are.
And I can tell you one thing João Felix is better at. Not sticking at one club. Because nobody wants him.
That is true. But
I don't know. I just think it would have been a very, very short-term fix. For only a year.
João Felix
is a
£100 million player. Atletico are trying to get rid of. And they can't because nobody wants him. Failed at Chelsea, failed at Barcelona, and he fails for Portugal. He doesn't even play for Portugal.
When you look at it, right, with Felix and me, I mean, he went there. When we was being linked, it's like Julian Alvarez, for example. He's gone to PSG. For me, I'm like, I kind of get it because I've got Vitinha, so there's a. I think I'll do well at PSG. Felix, I always wondered why Atletico Madrid. I've always wondered that why.
I'm not saying us down.
I'm not saying we needed him at the time, but I always thought, why
he
not
turned us down for Atletico? And so we were interested in him at one point.
They're wrong. I like Atletico. I think that they're a good team of good players. I mean, Alvarez will suit Atletico Madrid, being a striker and all that.
Yeah,
I think he's the perfect player for Simeone. He's a workhorse, isn't he? He puts in a shift every single game. You know what you're getting from him.
Absolutely.
I think.
What does that mean for Griezmann, though?
Different type of player, isn't he?
Saudi, probably. Secure the bag, might as well at this point.
Probably depends on Felix because they're trying to get rid of Felix. You've not heard anything about Griezmann.
I
assume Griezmann isn't going anywhere. Through, though, isn't he?
He is, yeah, he is. I mean,
because Morata left, didn't he?
He had that little stint at Barca, but other than that, he's not.
Felix, for me, is just one of them players that should have stayed at Benfica for one more year, fully fledged himself out a bit more, then to get that move. It's like Dembele at Dortmund. Dembele should have stayed at Dortmund for a bit longer to progress himself more and more, like Bellingham did, like Haaland did, for a bit longer, and moved on at the right time. Some players just rush that big move before they're even ready for it.
Haaland, I'd argue Bellingham rushed it.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe one more year, Dortmund, depending on what you think of that. But I think Haaland, to me, is the perfect example for this because he went from Mulder to Salzburg. Salzburg, even like a year or so, then was too good for Salzburg, went on to play Dortmund, smashed it on his debut season, and then the year after that, by the injuries, by the way, as well. 85 goals in like 87 games at Dortmund?
Yeah, he had more goals than games.
I think now he's like 95 or 98 goals now. I think it's just ridiculous.
I think he needs 10. He needs 10 competitive goals. I don't know, something like that. Hang on. I'll have a look.
I carry most of the goals anyway. I'm a nerd, so I don't give a shit.
Really?
I know, right? From what I've recorded down, he has 98 goals so far, including friendlies. In 2 years, by the way.
Which is crazy.
That
is ridiculous.
Who cares? 98 goals is still ridiculous. Like, he's probably not far off that anyway, competitive goals anyway. So it'll get 100 goals soon as anyway. But that's what we're talking about. Haaland is a complete enigma to that staying at one club for 10 minutes. He's too good anyway. For players like Felix, for me, and players like that who've grown up at certain clubs and moved on to other, I think.
Yeah, there you go. So this. I can't be bothered to search it, not including friendlies, but including friendlies. Every game he played for club. Salzburg, 29 games, 27 goals. Mulder, so this is first before Salzburg, 50 games, 20 goals, and then Salzburg came after that. Then Dortmund, 86 games, 89 goals. And City, 90 games, 98 goals. That's fucking absurd.
The only thing you have to improve on for me is in the finals. That's the only thing about Haaland's game I need to see better of. In the bigger games like the finals, finals, start stepping up.
Yeah.
Even if you've got to fight your way through to the goal, kicking and screaming through defenders to get to do it. Don't rely.
Here, competitive Manchester City appearances, 70, and he's got 65 goals.
That's still ridiculous. That is still...
yeah.
The man, we all know Haaland. He's an absolute machine, and he'll probably. I don't think he'll be gone anyway for a while. I think he'll gone anyway. I think he'll probably sign a new deal.
Yeah, he will. Where would he go?
Madrid, not going to happen because Mbappe's there.
Mbappe.
But they can sign both of them. No, they can't. Don't bullshit us. There is no way that Mbappe is going to play along with Haaland. Bellingham will. Bellingham definitely will. Because Bellingham are well together at Dortmund, which is why Bellingham should go to City personally. But that's the way I look at it. But for me, Haaland and Mbappe won't work because Mbappe's ego is too far gone. Haaland has got an ego, but his is part of working as part of a team and leading by.
Haaland is a lot more controlled.
His
ego is a lot more controlled. His ego is very much, as you say, team.
Yeah, Haaland knows his limits.
Exactly.
He knows when not to do things. He knows how to work as a team. He knows what he can and can't do. He's just he's much more professional than Mbappe, and he's much more intelligent and knows what he's capable of.
Yeah. I mean, the way I always judge a player on their kind of attitude is what you think and how you perceive they would be if you met them on the street. So if you saw Haaland walking towards you, you'd be a bit starstruck, obviously, but ignore that bit. If you saw Haaland walking towards you and you went up to him, how do you think he would be with you?
He'd say hello to you.
He'd talk to you. He'd say hello. He'd probably have a picture with you and he'd sign an autograph, especially if you were a kid. Jack Grealish, exactly the same. Rodri, exactly the same. Diaz, the same. I don't know, but then I look at. I don't know whether Ederson would. Ederson comes across really sharp. But then
Ederson everyone would do it. It's just how they do it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But then I don't think Mbappe would do it.
Refuse it.
I think Mbappe would walk on. I think he'd put his phone to his ear.
Mbappe would do it. Mbappe would do it, but he'd keep his phone to his ear and still take the picture, wouldn't he?
Make it all about him rather than about the kid.
He'd probably come up to you and ask if he can have a picture with you, just so you.
But yeah, it's like I don't know. I just think it's a very weird way the ego thing in football.
Yeah,
I think all players have got it. Some bigger than others.
There's a difference. Like if you've got an ego, it's whether or not you deserve that ego, and if you're confident in yourself.
Yeah,
Haaland knows his ability. He's just confident. Mbappe is overconfident and thinks he deserves everything. Bellingham, he's overconfident. He's falling for his own hype. There's a different type of ego. Haaland deserves his ego because he worked for it.
There is definitely a different type of ego. I agree with that completely.
Like De Bruyne's got an ego because he knows he's one of the best passers in world football, but he
one of.
Well, the best.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, De Bruyne has an ego, but you don't see the ego.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mbappe is the physical embodiment of his ego, isn't it?
Absolutely, Mike. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm all about, for me, right? I love when a player's a bit arrogant, but it's when it's in check. If a player's too arrogant and the point where they think they're better than everyone else, then I start questioning whether they actually want to they actually just want to do anything or not. I think it's all about the very personal pride. Actually, is about with stuff for the team.
But then football is a team sport. It doesn't matter what individual awards you win. You need to help the team win.
But then you could be a complete arsehole and just be like Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, well, he hasn't won anything, has he? So.
Well, FA Cup, but yeah.
He never won it. I never saw him lift it. He never won it.
We've been through this. Even the United fans didn't stay to see that trophy.
Exactly.
I saw more United fans outside Wembley than City fans.
Yeah, so did I.
It was actually, Danny, it was your dad that told me that theory. I remember it was at Wembley and it was after Liverpool won the league. And it stuck me ever since. He was like, because I was talking to him about something and I was like, oh, yeah, but when Liverpool won it, he went, Liverpool won the league? And I was like, yeah, last year. Oh, it was a year, but yeah. So it was the first year we did the first of the four we've just done. Obviously, Liverpool had won. I was like, yeah. Must have been at Wembley. I was like, yeah, well, last year Liverpool won. He went, Liverpool never won it. I was thinking, what on earth are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, I've never seen them lift the trophy. Have you? And I was like, that's a good point, actually. And he was like, no, never seen them lift the trophy. Never
Neither
seen
did the
them lift it on
Liverpool
the
fans.
news.
They weren't there for it.
No, that's exactly what he said. He said Liverpool fans weren't even there for it. I've never seen them lift it. As far as I'm concerned, they never won it. And do you know what? I absolutely love that.
That season's just a blip, isn't it? We don't count that one.
Yeah. Do you know what? I absolutely love it. I was like, that's brilliant. Every time anyone other than City wins a trophy now, I'm just going to say, I never saw it. They never won it.
But no, I mean, going to the actual game though, I mean, back to the actual game rather than the tangent which is going on right now, isn't just Haaland that impressed me, that game. Oscar Bob, granted, another great goal, great bit of play.
Oscar Bob is the reason why we shouldn't worry about replacing Alvarez, because we've got a player worthy of replacing him already.
And also a winger as well that can actually compete with Savio and Doku and Grealish. So for me, the winger options were fine for me.
And on that topic, I think Grealish could be given a chance in midfield as well.
Absolutely.
I said that from day one, trying in midfield.
Because Pep has played Grealish in the middle in pre-season, both behind the striker and as the false nine, and he has played well. So he should be given the chance to play in that position in a competitive game.
I'd say one player that I was to watch though is Savio, and I'm looking forward to seeing Savio on that wing because I think I've seen the Bruyne docu back this week, aren't they? And I think Diaz now. So obviously the English lads weren't playing at all. They did it this weekend. And so that's also Rodri. To be honest with you, keep away. Not even, buddy. No. Back to tank. Keep him there.
Yeah, just leave Rodri out of this. Don't even bring him. Don't even think about putting him in that. You baldy. Don't even think about it.
D&D, hasn't he? Rodri's just like, I'm not talking to anyone. You can all fuck off. I'm having a rest.
Exactly. It's what he needs, though. He needs to, just leave him out for a bit. As I just said then, Baldy, fucking leave him out.
Ironic. Anyway.
I'm allowed to say it.
Yeah, you are. Fair enough. But it's why, for me, I've got to ask the question. Obviously, we'll go on to Bob later on and discuss that later on. But Calvin Phillips, I've got to say, last two games, he's impressed me. However,
a centre-back.
However,
but we've got about 8 centre-backs already.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love the application and the ability to sort of play the position and play well. But please do this at defensive midfield. If you do this defensive midfield, you will be the backup.
He's not a defensive midfielder, though, is he? He plays alongside the defensive midfielder. He's not a Rodri replacement. But
that's the thing, and that's where I've got to wonder. Is it conversation?
I think it's part of a plan to sell Phillips. Hey, look, he can play centre-back as well. Look how versatile this guy is. He's brilliant.
I'm not being funny. If he starts Saturday, which he probably will, if he starts Saturday and then starts against Chelsea, because the rest of them aren't fit enough ready to go, this is very high likelihood he will. Would you not want to keep him?
Do
you know what?
I'd keep everybody if it was up to me. Let them prove themselves. If they don't want to be here, you can go. But I'd be happy to give everybody a chance to prove themselves.
Yes.
Because I think I think Calvin Phillips, to me, right, I was said before, I want to give him a chance because I think any player deserves a chance if they work their asses off, and clearly he is working his ass off. I can't fault that from him. But we've got to see these mistakes be cut out.
Yeah.
Look, I get football, it can happen. That's fine. Yeah. But the least we expect is a bit more professionalism, a bit more like no matter what, you give your body all. Everybody stop. Like, because we need him and also Nunes.
Yeah.
That we need. Because
Nunes needs to step up this season and do a bit more. To be honest, I was talking about Nunes earlier. He didn't play that much for Portugal, did he? Nunes?
No, he should be here.
So
he should be in the team.
Really, he should have said to Pep, I want to come back early. I want to be part of pre-season. I want to play. I want to prove myself. But no, he's taken this extra break from actually not doing anything.
That could be swung both ways. Yes, I agree with that. But
he didn't play much for City. He didn't play much for Portugal. What's he having a break for? Should be proving yourself in pre-season.
Get your head right, though, innit? If you're gonna do it, players have different ways of getting in their own game and getting their
pre-season is the time to prove yourself. You need to show the manager you're willing to get better.
I totally agree with that.
He's taking the break when really he should be proving himself.
Yeah, I do totally agree with that. But then I also kind of think, well, hang on a minute, because you can swing that both ways. He's been given the opportunity to have an extended holiday. He's more than entitled to take it. If he doesn't want to come back, fine.
Of course he is, but
you've got to then.
He didn't impress last season.
He's then got to come back and
did nothing in the Euros.
Yeah,
he should be trying to say, look, I want to be better next season. I want to play. Give me a chance now so I can start next season.
I think he'll get his chances.
He hasn't.
And let's see where we're at then. I've always said, look, as City fans, we should know by now that a player in their first season rarely shines. I can think of 2, 3 under Pep that has done amazing in their first season. Haaland, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Ederson changed the system, so yes, you could make a case for him.
Walker did, definitely.
And Walker.
Guardiola last season, second half of last season.
Second half of the season, though. Not consistently all season.
First half wasn't terrible. I wouldn't say it was awful.
No, it wasn't awful. There's no way it was awful. But
I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
But it's only it's not a consistent across the whole season. Whereas Haaland's first was, Walker's first was, and Ederson's first was. They were across the entirety of the season. That's 3 players in the Pep era that were good in their first season. Everyone else kind of embedded in after the first.
They usually give them 2 seasons under Pep to see what they can do.
Exactly.
This comment isn't a bad idea. Nunes at right back. I was actually thinking Phillips could be given a chance at right back, doing the inverted thing, come into midfield.
Could do. Again, look,
it seems completely brainless, doesn't it? But
never know.
Like it's in the comments as well, and they brought up doing it with Delph. We didn't think Delph would be a good left back.
Do you think Pep Sheffield?
Why couldn't Phillips be a good right back in the inverted role?
I think, Mike. I'll probably say yeah. I think we need to actually see the best team. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna say this right now to anyone watching on this stream right now. If you're thinking that we're gonna start a house on fire, we're not. We've got to work out the best team. Now, my best team could be different to your best team. Or who I want to see.
I think they'd be fairly similar apart from the front 3.
Exactly.
That's where it gets a bit
difficult because I want Savio.
You get argumentative.
I want to see Savio, Lukaku, and Haaland, but obviously Bob could be the wing on the right. It depends purely on how we start the season. Which is why I think this game on Saturday, the actual result means nothing to me. It's more about I want to see different players like Bob at Wembley. I want to see players like Savio off the bench, see how he does for half an hour. I want to see.
Has Savio been in training yet?
He is training now, I think. Yeah, Savio.
Is he in training today?
Yeah, I think he started today, didn't he, or yesterday?
So he might be on the bench probably. He might play a little bit. Okay? I don't play much of the game anyway, but he'll probably play a little bit.
Half
And then,
an hour then in the second half, maybe.
You can make as many subs as you want, can't you, on Saturday?
5 or 6.
Is it not? Well, 9, because you can name 9, and you can change all 9. I think.
I don't think it's unlimited subs. I think it's the same as any regular season, isn't it? You can make 5.
I want to see Rico.
I'll have a look.
I think for me, I want to see Rico start. I think we got to sort of see. Because I think Bob's really put himself down as a marker for this year. Rico, we always could do it anyway, but I want to see Rico really, really, really push Kyle Walker and that for that right back spot and try and get into the field if possible. But again, it's completely down to what Pep wants to do. Because the thing is, we have no idea what he wants to do. He's crazy.
Yeah, I would like it if Lewis played a bit more this season because he was brilliant in that treble season. Lewis, and then Walker was given too much game time last season. We were playing an out of form Walker to push out Lewis when Lewis should have been playing a lot more.
That's wrong.
No, I was agreeing with you. Just saying, and you were right about it's not unlimited. You can name 7, make 5. That was last season's rules. But
they're still writing up this season's rules.
How many clubs can you name on the bench now? 9. 9 is it? And you can make 5 from this season.
I don't really get that. I mean,
who knows?
Suppose it gives you more options for each position if you have a bigger bench, but you shouldn't really need 9 players on the bench. You should just go back to 5 or 7.
Go back to 1.
We should like 7 subs. 7 subs. So you got 4, 5, 2.
Yeah. 7's always a good number because you can have a goalkeeper, 2 defenders, 2 midfielders, 2 strikers.
So that's how it should be.
Ideally. Yeah. But it never works like that, does it? Because, of course, we don't have 3 strikers for a start.
Yeah, sometimes we end up with 2 keepers on the bench, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, right, it's gonna be interesting to see what the team is going to be on Saturday. Because I think the overall result, by the way, Haaland, Gravin, McAtee, brilliant, by the way. McAtee was brilliant. Now, with McAtee, however, I know he's going to get first team football next year, and I could get it. But this is a big season for McAtee. Because the thing is, people are overhyped by this, and fair enough. I'm happy to see him in the team as well.
Yeah.
But this is big because he's now got to start stepping up in every game he plays.
Yeah.
This isn't a substitution. It's like you're actually going to be playing games now, mate. Like there's no in depth like what Foden did. Now and again, it's a game. Now and again, it's now you're actually playing the games now, mate. Not every game, but most of the cup games you will be playing. So he's really got to make an impact now this year.
Yeah, it's got to be his breakthrough year.
It's got to be. Otherwise, next summer,
it's got to be like a make or break season for McAtee this season. It's a massive step up from Sheffield. I'm giving him that, but if you're gonna stay at City now, you need to get a firm grip of your chance.
Yeah. I mean, ironically for me as well, obviously I'm happy to see him and he loves it. He's been playing really well this season. But for him, obviously he's 18 years old, so he's gonna have time to get in the team over time, and that's fair enough. Which is what worked for McAtee years ago, but we didn't get for some reason. We never understood that. Why didn't he get more game time? He did, but is what it is. But I think
teams need to go back to playing the entire C team in the League Cup, don't they? Every team needs to give the youth team a chance. Otherwise, they never will get the chance, will they? They'll just get loaned out every year and never get a chance to prove themselves for the club they're employed.
Absolutely.
Just play Scott Carson. It's fine.
Well, up front.
Might as well.
There's our Haaland replacement. We can play Carson.
Do you know what I saw? Talking of all jokes aside here, talking of Scott Carson, he conceded his first goal in 1,700 minutes the other day.
Yeah, but he's played 2 games in the last 4 years.
Back a bit, hold on.
Ooh, just me and you then? No, that did make me laugh about Carson, to be fair. I thought, how's he managed that? But like you say, it's only playing 2 games. Earning a fortune and won however many medals.
Best way to live, innit?
Living the dream.
Sit on your ass doing fuck all. Everybody loves you because you're a joker.
That's why he stays. That's why he's one of us.
He's fantastic for morale. Can't
Yeah.
fault Scott Carson for that. And he's basically a goalkeeper coach, isn't he?
Yeah. I think that's what he gets paid for, doesn't he? Like player coach thing.
Player coach, probably.
Like, and obviously that was what Richard Wright was on.
Yeah.
Who's our other goalkeeping coach.
And he's still employed by us.
Which is mad. Never played it. Did he play a game for us?
No, I don't think so. I might be
Did he
wrong.
not? Did he
He
not
might have
play in the
played
League
one.
Cup? Maybe
I don't
once.
remember seeing him.
Not me. No idea.
He didn't get a sympathy medal like Carson, did he?
Carson played against Newcastle. That's why he got one. All good?
No, I think we should do with Scott Carson what we did with David James.
Play him up front.
Yeah.
Why not at this point? Yeah. Yeah. No. Oh, he's gone.
And it's not me having the issues today.
Hey, he's back now. There we go. He's back now.
Yeah, forget the Aguero moment. David James playing up front. That's the best moment.
Giving a free kick away.
Attempting an overhead kick.
What an idiot. Do you know what?
Mate.
I've listened to numerous podcasts and reports of players who were involved in that day, and every single one says the quietest person in the squad or on that bench was John Mackham. Because imagine being a striker when your team needs a goal, a team you've supported since you were a boy, and you're left on the bench, and a goalkeeper is preferred to go up front than you.
Well, that's an insult. The current fans now, right, especially the ones who are growing up now watching this team particularly, they have no idea like exactly what it was like. If that was happening now, oh my oh Jesus Christ, yeah.
No, we need to bring that mascot back. Put that
Mas-
on the side of the pitch. Stuart Pearce's horse. Put that on the side of the pitch.
Bloody hell. That's going back some.
For God's sake.
That's nearly 20 years ago now.
Come a long
20
way we
years
have.
ago. Fucking hell.
When was that? 2005, 2006, that season.
Jeez.
No. No, was it? Yeah, I think it might. Yeah, it would have been about then. Maybe the year before. Don't know. Maybe.
I think it was 2006. We were shit that year.
We were shit every year till 2008.
What? We're good now.
We didn't exist until 2008. Get it right.
Very true. Yeah, that is actually a day of a club. Not 1894. No, 2008. That is the actual club creation date.
1894 is a myth.
City were founded by the Sheikhs in 2008. Everything previous to that was just St. Mark's, West Gorton, or whatever we were called.
Oh God, St. Mark's Church, bloody Ardwick MCFC. Right, yeah, man. Going backwards, don't we? Way back when we really existed, mate. Bloody hell.
At least we're based in Manchester.
Yep.
Unlike that other lot.
True.
Swear word, 50p in the jar.
30, fucking hell.
Did he get player of the season? No, genuinely, I think there was going back, I know we've gone way off topic here, but who cares? It's pre-season, everyone has. I'm pretty certain there was a fans vote for player of the season that year, and Gleiber Bertie won it. Because he spent 37 games on the bench. He was on the bench every single game, And then we played at home. I can't remember who it was against, the last game of the season. And all the fans were chanting his name. And he made an appearance for 5 minutes on the last game of the season. And I'm pretty certain fans voted him Player of the Year because of that.
I'm having a look
Just
at
as
it
a
now.
bit of a joke.
By the way, if you're a fan that's relatively new, Glauber Berti was a Brazilian defender. Defender, I think, wasn't it? Defender? I'm right in saying defender.
Yeah,
right?
he was like a left back, full back, I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
And we
he basically
even referred to the bench
One game.
sometimes as the Bertie.
one game. Basically, he signed.
Yeah,
he was one of the
that one game. Yeah, one game. It was the final game of the season.
and he
Against
signed.
Bolton.
Bolton.
And he signed.
There you go.
Summer 2008, ironically, as well. So one of our first signs we ever did. What a legend he is!
No,
And he went on to go to the Brazilian
Yeah,
club.
here you go. He made
got
one
man of the match.
appearance
He
for
got man of the
Manchester
match in
City.
that game.
Yeah.
One for Brazil. One for
After
Brazil.
being an unused substitute 37 times, after being an unused substitute 37 times in the league, he came on in the 84th minute after fans were chanting his name for then left back Wayne Bridge against Bolton Wanderers. He was
And we
cheered
gave him a
every
standing
single
ovation.
Yeah,
when he took
he
a
was
throw-in.
cheered every time he got the ball by Manchester City and got a mini standing ovation when he took the throw-in. He was voted man of the match on the BBC with an average rating of 9 out of 10. He also was voted Manchester City's fans player of the year.
Mate, 2008.
Yeah.
Oh, 2009, man. Mate, you had to
No
be there.
pun intended, because this isn't where being a Bertie started, but that is Bertie in at his finest.
Pretty much, yeah. It is. Mate, if you look at his career, right? He played for. I'm looking up on my iPad now. How did he do?
Yeah.
Atletico Mineiro, Palmeiras. Was at Nuremberg before under us. Played one game for us. Played 6 games for Sal Catana. I imagine that's probably a Brazilian team, probably. Then played for Rapid Bucharest for 3 years, 46 games. He played 170 games in a career for 4 goals. 170 games for one career. He played for 13 years.
It's got to be something to do with money laundering.
He still had a better career than Danny.
At least I'm more likely to have a career.
Mate, it was over for me before I was born, mate, so don't worry.
You've had a better career than both of us.
Played, yeah, ironically, yeah, I've actually played. Well, not actually for a club, by the way, just disability football, which is, you know. But no, going back to actually current day, because look, we'll have many more players come back at some point. Christ, them days, man. Jesus Christ.
We should get Glauber Bertie on the podcast.
Hey, come on, mate. Fucking hell. Yeah, Harry will know as well. Trust me, Harry will know that. We will actually do properly a 2008, 2009 proper. Well, no, we'll do the season before as well, and then we'll do the season after. So Undershadow after as well, and then we'll go on to fucking Undershakes. Because honestly, people think that this club's been good for a long time. No, no.
In the comments, just brought up Alan. That's going.
Alan of Salzburg. Oh my god.
Alan.
That was one of the best moments. I remember that clearly. Everybody in the crowd was cheering.
We're just so, like, again, another tangent, but I don't care. We're so good at making chants and making things amusing. The best chant I've ever heard at City was about Hulk. He came on for Porto. Porto, was it? And we were singing You're Not Incredible. He got in a right huff about it and said he was going to sue the club.
Didn't we almost buy Alan?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That would have been incredible.
Oh, man. Football for me now, right, is not as fun as it used to be years ago. Look, it's still fun watching us win, but when you look about certain players that you've seen come through your own club or in the Premier League, whatever, like, I know we lost to 8-1 to them, but players like Alfonso Alvarez, players like that, you don't see that anymore. Like, Giovanni was another player. Hull City, us. I mean, some players, man, which is Brazilian players were like, even ones that weren't good, were just great to watch. Like Brazil players now, Savio maybe an exception. but it's not.
We'll see. Neither of us have actually watched him play, so we'll see.
Who we got about
What it
Savio?
was.
Yeah.
I think it's the little kid in me, like I said last week, though. Like Luke said, that you're signing a Brazilian kid. Like, come on,
Yeah,
there's a little bit of excitement there somewhere. Any new signing's exciting.
Signing in a Brazilian isn't anywhere near as exciting as it was 20 years ago.
No, I agree. But
Brazil's
signing
different.
anyone is still got that element of, ooh, who's that?
I'll get more excited about signing an Argentinian than a Brazilian.
Well, Echeverry's another player coming through, isn't it? He's going to come through. So, ironically, he can another hours, which is fine with us. If he plays well for us, we'll win the trophies and goes on to something like that. I mean, I watched a little bit of him. Not pretending I'm an Argentinian football fan, but he's another good. I'd say probably a better player than Alvarez was at 17, 18. So you never know. So, oh Jesus Christ!
That's true as well. That's true as well. That was on the same thread I was reading about Glauber Berti. About a few years later, the same City vote put Alan in their player of the season.
Anyone in the chat right now, comments on the YouTube or whatever, let us know if you want to see us do a proper review of certain seasons, because we'll definitely do it. Because honestly, I'm happy to go back to certain years and properly celebrate. I know we've got a year coming up of football, but even during the breaks and that, we'll do it. Honestly, I would love to go back and explore different seasons and sort of look at certain players. Because honestly, you really sort of see where the club came from properly before we got to the serious stuff now. Right? It's perspective, and some teams like Real Madrid and United haven't had that perspective yet, whereas we've had that perspective before we go on to win stuff. So it's not sort of so especially the fans that are still new to it. And of course, we'll show you the players that used to play for us before we got into this level of standard. But honestly, Ari, he is honestly Zabaleta, man. I remember when he first joined, man.
Cried when he left.
I think some people have forgotten how good Zabaleta was.
Oh, he was class. I mean,
he was unreal.
That's a debate itself, though. Between him and Walker, that's a debate that could go on for a long time. Because I know Walker's had an issue recently, but Walker was very, very good for a couple of years.
For me, Walker is the best right back in Premier League history.
Yeah,
and I won't. I'm never gonna put anyone over Walker as much as I like Zabaleta. Walker is the man. Yeah,
I think he suits this era of football perfectly. And I'm not sure Zabaleta would. Zabaleta did have one thing Walker hasn't got, which is strength.
I do agree. Multiple broken noses as well. I don't think Walker's had one.
Michael Richards to me.
Broken noses, no.
But to me, Richards to me is another player that I think could have been a top right back if it just, I don't know, it's
injuries.
A what if to me, because Michael Richards, people forget about Michael Richards' class.
Michael was a great player for us for that couple of years.
Yeah,
and then
injuries.
Injuries ruined his career, and it was a shame because he did burst onto the scene. I don't care what people say.
He's brilliant.
Micah did burst onto the scene, and he was brilliant in that first few seasons.
He was our best player.
He was arguably our best player, and then he couldn't really get in the England team.
But arguably our best player.
Walker
but
kept him out of the England team, didn't he?
Yeah. Who was our second best player if Richards was our first? Joey Barton.
Barton carried us for seasons. I don't care what anyone says. I appreciate Barton as a player, but he's just a bit of a dick.
Right, you know what? Let's get back onto the topic, shall we? We've gone way off course, and we're right now. Right.
When have we ever been on course?
Never have been. This is a podcast itself. Otherwise, it'd be boring. Otherwise, let's talk about the Alvarez move, shall we? Because obviously, it's been last couple of days. Obviously, Atletico have come in, and I think we all kind of knew that Alvarez will leave at some point.
Yeah, I don't blame him for wanting to leave. He's worthy of being a starter for any team in Europe. He's capable of doing that for anyone, and he doesn't want to be Haaland's backup, does he?
No, I think £82 million is brilliant. By the way, that's a brilliant,
perfect
deal.
Bit of business. One of the best profits we've ever made, isn't it?
And according to a Twitter account called Arseblog, Jesus Christ, Arsenal fans calling for Arseblog. Honestly, that's when you know you failed. Arseblog. Apparently, we're cheating. Right. Okay. Only
Yeah.
us. Only us.
Goldbridge tweeted about this as well. He
Hang
said
on a minute.
only City. But
Oh,
he's a treble winner, World Cup winner. He's 24, and he's had a massive part of both of those successes.
Arsenal
It's
can't say
it's not
anything.
fucking rocket science, is he? He's
No.
worth that much.
Exactly. Arsenal can't say anything. They spent 80 million on a bloke who should be in prison, 100 million on a central defensive midfielder, and they still haven't got a striker.
And they
Man
bought
United spent 80 million on Haaland, 70 million on, I don't even know what his name is, Anthony. You know, how much they spend on Wan-Bissaka? 55 million? He's probably mainly the only half decent one.
And this is forgotten as well. Caicedo was 100 million.
Caicedo was 105. Onana, 66. Oh, but it's City that are cheating. Yeah. Of course it is.
It's because they can't believe that we got a good deal for Alvarez. Oh, it's more than that, mate. It was more than that. That's kind of fraudulent. That's kind of like not balanced. But if we lied about that, that's against the bloody rules. So I know we go through anyway, charges and all that. But that's like laundering.
No,
like
don't you know we're guilty already? According
apparently,
to Twitter.
yeah, corner Twitter, but that's Twitter in a nutshell. But honestly, though, for me, Alvarez was always a player that would come in and go anyway. I love him. I think Alvarez is going to be a top player going forward. I look forward to seeing what he does in Spain. I think in Spain he'll smash it in Spain.
Yeah,
but
good luck to him.
You got to remember, right? He's at this club. He's done it all. I can't blame him. He's won 2 Premier League titles, an FA Cup, a Champions League. He's done it all. Good luck to him in La Liga. Hopefully, he wins there as well. I mean, we will see him win. I think he'd be one of the best.
Definitely.
He could be one of the most decorated Argentinian players of all time. He could be the way it's going with his career. He's been brilliant so far. And
yeah, when I first saw Alvarez and I saw his finishing, I thought that's the closest we've ever seen to Aguero.
Danny Tiato and Ben Thatcher. Right, we're moving on. Yeah, even Danny Ronaldo.
The name of the Thatcher name.
The Thatcher name got Danny scared.
Oh, I said Michael Baller and it cut me off.
We're moving on before we get back to the rabbit hole again. But yeah.
Michael Ball's a legend because he's stamped on Ronaldo.
Yeah, he is. Where's statue?
I don't condone violence. Don't cancel me. Don't shoot me. I'm only joking.
Unless it's Ronaldo.
Let's go ruin him. Personally, for me, with Alvarez, I don't think it'll ruin him. I think the way he plays I think he's done well playing for us in our style of play. But what Dan said earlier about the Simeone way of playing football, he
puts the shift in. He doesn't stop running.
He can do both.
Simeone likes hard-working players, doesn't he? He's perfect for Simeone, and he's Argentinian.
Exactly. And it's going to work because for me, when you actually look at, is it a DePaul as well? You got a Molina. They're already
Correa as well.
Correa. They've already got players there that already there. So he'll be fine. I think for me, a perfect move. Barcelona, no fucking way. Yes, they got Yamal, but Yamal will be off if they get worse. But the fact that Nico Williams is staying at Bilbao, that's what we need to know about Barcelona at the moment. I think if Yamal could leave and we could get him, I'd be Yamal sitting in a heartbeat. Honestly, Yamal is brilliant. But money-wise, Christ, we get destroyed if we've got Yamal from Barcelona. But
knowing Barcelona, he has an £800 million release clause.
Probably does.
Didn't that player Brighton sign have a £1 billion release clause?
Ansu Fati, yeah. Ansu Fati, gross.
What's happened to him now?
But he's scored 4 goals, I think, at Brighton. He's now back at Barcelona. He's gonna be like sold. His career went downhill because of injuries. Like Dembele's career. Injuries at a young age cost him everything. And
to be fair to Dembele, he's still playing for France, isn't he? Ansu Fati's sort of become
PSG?
Forgotten player.
Dembele.
PSG now, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck all there anyway. He's done fuck all there as well. But no, LB stream. I watched it. Yeah, honestly, LB absolutely rattled the Arsenal again. But honestly, actually did honestly. But the thing is, it's just crazy the amount of stupidity that comes out on that platform. Like, genuinely, people who just chat whatever rubbish to get the agenda, get the likes and the retweet. It's all about the money now on Twitter. It's all about getting the money in, get the views in, likes in. Like,
it's just about clicks and ads. That's all anybody cares about now.
You can click the like. You can click the like and subscribe of ours. Click
Yeah,
the like and subscribe of that. But just don't click
Yeah.
Goldbridge.
Click that one. That's fine.
Yeah, please do it more. We actually appreciate it. Now, honestly, the Arsenal fan. Look, I have friends who are Arsenal fans, and they're actually good Arsenal fans. Actually, go to the games and whatever. But the ones online are idiots. And even they'll say that as well. Even their own fan base, we have people like that on it. Online fans, not particularly me or anyone else, people who don't bother and don't actually associate with the club or where they can, they get buddy, don't understand it at all. They say we're absolute rubbish. It's the way it is. And yeah, Goldbridge, honestly, Brent does a Forest fan. We're not interested in talking about him. But yeah, I don't know, honestly.
It's just delusion. That's all it is.
Jealousy.
It's complete delusion.
It's always come down to jealousy when it comes to City. That's it. That's all it is.
Because they can't handle that we beat them to total twice. Well, how about you actually win the games then, lads?
Yeah, stop bottling it and you might win something.
Yeah, honestly, Harry,
stop playing for a draw at the Etihad. Go for the win.
Exactly.
If they'd have beaten us at the Etihad, Arsenal would have won the league.
Steve, I will say this right now. I don't think he's the wrong club for him. But the reason being is because I think he's a striker and a near striker. Felix is not a striker. He's a player that he's a forward player, but he left the Deacon far too early. We weren't ready for it, and he won nothing to back himself up for it. Whereas if you look at someone like Alvarez, he won Argentina, so he won the Libertadores. I think River Plate. He won everything of Argentina. He won the World Cup, won the Premier League twice, Champions League. He's won it all, mate. So Alvarez, for me, I think is going into a club where he can have that winning mentality, bring it into that Atletico team, a bit of a voice in the team. I just feel like he'll really take that team forward going this year. And look, obviously, it's a shame we're losing him, but
yeah,
you got Haaland. No, ain't getting him sadly. Look, it's a shame because if we have Haaland, he'd be one of the best players in the world. He'd be on way more goals, way more.
Yeah.
But when you got a Haaland who's that kind of elite level player, sadly, isn't going to work. Sadly, but I wish him all the best though. Look, us three here wish Alvarez all the best because I think Alvarez did nothing wrong for us. Put a shift in whenever he played. Look, yes, might have scored more, but he scored some goals. He worked his arse off for us.
He's a good workhorse. There's no denying his work ethic.
If you look at it, him and Haaland are pretty much the same age, and Haaland's the better player. So it's always going to be a case of only playing when Haaland can't play.
Yeah.
And Alvarez would walk into any Premier League team. He'd walk into any La Liga team. He'd walk into any team in Europe.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah.
I get what Steve's saying here. He might not win anything. He might just win a couple of La Ligas in the rest of his career. But Griezmann's exactly the same. Like, Griezmann is world class. He is a world renowned striker. He's easily one of the best strikers of a generation.
Is Griezmann a striker? I wouldn't say he's a striker.
Centre forward, by false nine, yeah, that kind of position. But even so, he's still one of the best there's ever been in a generation in that position. He's brilliant at it. But he hasn't won a lot, has he? I mean, I know he's won a World Cup, but no, he didn't win a Champions League, did he? But he's won a couple of La Ligas with Atletico Madrid, a couple of Champions League finals. If Alvarez wins nothing for the rest of his career, so be it. He's still going to score goals at Atletico. He's still going to get games.
He's going to get games, and he's going to be happier. He's going to be the main man. So you can't fault him.
No.
Yeah, I get the Alvarez criticism, but
I agree with that.
Yeah, he's definitely way off where he could be.
Yeah.
But I think with Atletico, he'll find that clinicality. I think playing every game in a team that's also very good as well, it's not as good as our team, but it's still a very good team, Atletico Madrid. He'll get the goals. No. For me, Jesus for me, just isn't that player. People don't.
No.
Yeah, but
Jesus was never that player.
Yeah, look, don't get me wrong. I wish him all the best. I think he'll do really well. But the money as well is important. Now, we'll ask you about this as well. The money that we're getting for him, what needs to be done? What needs to be brought in?
I think we need to use that money on fullbacks and a defensive midfielder.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Possibly a backup striker, but a striker's not a priority. We've won the league without a striker before. I don't think Haaland's going to have a long-term injury, hopefully. But
you've said it now.
I'll take full responsibility if Haaland gets
injured.
Yeah,
you will. Nathan James on Twitter.
No, I think we need a proper left-back still. I think we need a right-back for when Walker's not playing well. And we need a backup for Rodri. That's the three main positions we need to do. Ederson's not leaving, so we don't need a keeper. We don't need any midfielders. All of our midfielders can play everywhere in midfield. Haaland is the striker. Nobody's going to get in over Haaland.
Yeah.
But we don't need to panic about bringing players in because we've still got the best squad in the league. Still got the best players in the world.
Yep.
Don't need to worry at all.
No, I agree with that. I do agree with that. I just think it would have been nice to have had that because obviously we know Haaland has had injury issues with his knee.
Every player will have injuries.
Yeah.
But Alvarez leaving just opens up opportunities for the players we already have. Foden, Bernardo, they can play on the wing. Doku, Savio, Grealish, they're wingers. McAtee, Bob. We've got so many options. We don't need another midfielder.
I think we will sign someone.
Whether
they're
Nunes as well. Nunes can play further up if needed.
We've still got a big squad, by the way. We've got a big squad still. It's because we don't count the other players that come back on loan. And I get that. But I think people are obviously going to be panicking. And look, we're not panicking. Look, at the end of the day, right?
It is what it is.
That it's not career mode. You can't sign 40-odd players in one team and rotate them constantly. That's not how it works, man. Never has been. But I think the club will bring one more player in.
Yeah.
They will do. Now, who it might be, I don't know. It depends on where we actually feel. I think midfield, I'm going to give Phillips and News a chance.
Yeah.
But they've got to
I'd love Phillips to succeed at City. I really want it to work. I don't want it to go down as one of the worst transfers we've ever made, but at the moment it probably is. But
we'll see.
I do want him to be good. I want him to be happy. He's obviously not happy. He's not confident. I want him to get that back.
Yeah, so do I, man. So do I. I just feel like what we've got to do, though, I think, is that obviously, as I said today, we've seen that 3 players obviously are not gone out, obviously, on loan deals or permanent deals. So clearly,
probably depends on Kovacic leaving as well.
Yeah, I think he'll be staying.
He won't go now.
He won't go.
Yeah, that's gone a bit silent. Like everything's gone silent apart from Alvarez.
Well, I think the Alvarez deal will probably wake something up a bit. I think once that's gone through, then we want to start. Because I remember, I think Tone was saying, and so was Martin, but they were saying the same thing we're saying right now. Nothing will happen until the players start moving out. Because at the end of the day, right, we can't just sign other players just for the sake of it. We need to balance the books a bit more. Alvarez wages are not gone off. We need to have one more slot now for someone else to come in. So it depends on who we see as a player to come in and do a job. But I don't think it'll be a striker, though, for me.
I don't think we need to buy a striker at all.
We don't need a striker, but I think we need someone that can support that area-ish.
I think Phillips as a centre-back would only work in like a League Cup, FA Cup game.
He's playing league games, mate.
He's not going to play against Liverpool as a centre-back, is he?
Jesus Christ. Oh.
No.
And we joke about it all the time, but we have got about 7 centre-backs. Phillips
Yeah.
isn't going to get
Have
a
you
sniff at
seen,
centre.
talking about Liverpool, have you seen their corner routine? That looks like somewhat a Football Manager.
Honestly,
Have a look at it. Have a look
Slot-
at Liverpool's corner routine under Slot.
to be fair, right? Look, that Liverpool team was a whole different team, though. Anyone, maybe Liverpool would have said, remember, this isn't Klopp. This is now a different style of play. So, obviously Liverpool for me, I think win the league, but who knows what will happen. Again, next week of the show, we'll also do our predictions and sort of see where it goes. But it's very much the same as last year for me, really. I'm not really scared of anyone at the moment. I mean, Arsenal.
There isn't a lot of competition. Like, I don't want to say we'll be favourites. I don't want to say we will win it. We obviously don't know that. Arsenal will be up there. Tottenham will be up there. United are still going through their shit phase. Liverpool are going through transition, like without Klopp. That's going to be really tough for them. But competition-wise, we don't have a lot to worry about. But we'll see.
We do.
What?
Ourselves.
Yeah, that is our own issue. We can.
I don't want to rely on after the Christmas period.
No,
Just be consistently good all season. Look, I'm not expecting much for the first couple of weeks. I don't think anyone realistically is.
First 10 games, I don't give a shit.
But the first 10 games, I just want to see like a sign that, okay, this is going to be good.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty confident
if we
we'll get
play
it.
well, I don't mind losing. But if we play shit and we lose.
Yeah. Now,
That's the issue.
This is what we've got to say it right now that anyone watching. Don't call people negative unless they're actually being it for no reason. This is what we said right now, because honestly, people are going to be a bit down if it isn't going how it should be. Now, don't call people negative for the sake of it. If you're a positive person, good for you. Don't have a go at other people for not being your way of thinking.
It's a natural response. If you're not doing well, you just want to criticize. You want to let it out your own emotions. It's the best way to deal with it, as long as you're not abusing people.
On this channel,
criticism is fine.
Everybody's allowed to be criticized.
As long as it's not personal.
As long as it's not personal, as long as you're not personally attacking them, calling them out, racism, anything like that, completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
But criticize the performances, because everybody's open to being criticized at the workplace. Yeah. If you do something wrong, you're going to get pulled into a room and told off, aren't you?
Exactly. That's how it works.
It's the same for footballers.
Yeah. No,
better job.
Yeah. We will on this channel over this year and going forward in future seasons as well. Obviously, when we do more streams in the future, we will always call out the performances when they're bad. For example, the FA Cup final, we called out everyone apart from Doku because Doku was over they won that game. The Arsenal draw, even though we drew with them, we were terrible. We should have done better than that game. Liverpool at Anfield, we drew 1-1. We should have won the game. We will not be afraid to call out performances when they're not good. At the end of the day, right, if you just want to sit there and just say, oh, don't worry about it, we're playing well towards the end. Well, I'm just saying it right now. It's always going to happen. One season is going to happen. I'm not praying on it. I'm saying that you've got to be prepared that at some point this team won't do it.
Alvarez is done.
Is it? Fair enough.
I've just tweeted, here we go.
Good luck to him.
Here we go.
Wish you all the best. Alvarez, wish you all the best, my friend. Good luck in Spain.
Yeah. He's put in a hell of a shift for us in the last couple of years. He's been a brilliant player.
One of the best signs we've made, pound for pound, in the club's history.
Absolutely no hard feelings whatsoever.
£14 million, came in, did a job, scored goals, got assists, titles. Against Madrid, that goal against Madrid to say final. That guy deserves all the praise. No hate from anyone in this fan base. He leaves with held high. With everything he wants to do for Argentina and for City. Good luck to him. I wish him all the best in Spain. Now, as Molly said, it's over to Shiki now, because this is where we can't just sell him and then leave it. As a player slot, open, you got to fill it with a bit of quality. Now, I know we've got young players coming through, but not all of them are going to play every game. Some can play obviously for the ES team again next year. This is now down to Shiki now to step in and get a player in of good quality that can add to this team. Because we can't wait. That money we just got in for him, which by the way is, as Molly said, it's a club record sale. By the way, you can't just sit there and leave it there to fester. I also get you want to keep it for Musiala, but again, Musiala for me, that money's there anyway. Next summer, like it was money still that's like 17 years ago. So for me, I'm not asking for a major ridiculous sign like Musiala now, because I think even trying to get Musiala now, it won't happen. Because Bayern will literally say no. Obviously, you never know. But if I'm being realistic, just get someone in of good quality, that actually Alvarez quality, ammunition, and go again. That's what I asked for. That's what I asked for.
I think the most likely outcome is we're going to get another Alvarez situation where we buy someone unknown for 15 million. And hopefully he's as good as Alvarez, if not better.
Hopefully he will be. Hopefully he will. Well, look, I mean, what we'll do there is wrap it up there. I know obviously it's been more like just a quick question about Chelsea and Alvarez. I mean, look, the actual game on Saturday, we'll do a quick review of it now. Honestly, I'm going to the game. I just want to see just some good players. A good overall progression, performances. Bob playing well, Haaland. Just if you can win the game and just shut them up for a little bit, that'd be great. That was lovely.
Yeah, if we win, that's great. If we lose, it's fine. It's just another pre-season friendly. It's not a big deal. I've never really cared about the community.
No.
It's just because of who it's against. That's literally it.
Just get more players back into back into things again.
Yeah.
Get their fitness back, and then hopefully start the season off with a win. But it's still a friendly. I don't care.
Exactly. Next week is obviously the big one, the big stream before the Chelsea game, which obviously I know Alex is going to that one. We'll obviously discuss that a bit more obviously next week and the season and what we actually expect from this team this season. But thanks to everyone. If you're watching on Twitter and YouTube right now, thanks everyone for tuning in. Massively appreciate all the support so far. And this season's a big one. It's our first full season doing this show and obviously this channel.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing where it goes and how big it can become.
And farewell to Alvarez.
Absolutely. Cringe as hell. We don't give a shit. That's channel in a nutshell. Cringe as hell.
No more of that cringy bloody stadium announcer. La Arania! Go for City! Goodbye! La Arania! Julian Alvarez, just say his name. You don't do it for any other player.
Yeah.
He does it for Haaland.
Our number 9. No, he doesn't.
Haaland.
Yeah, that's fine. That's his name. He never did it for Aguero. El Kun.
No, didn't we called Silva El Maggio?
Just call them their name. It's cringe, man. We're not American.
All right, old man.
We called Negredo the Beast.
Yeah, and he left because he thought we were booing him.
That's not why he left.
Because we're beast. He thought we were booing him.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Right.
No,
We'll tangent again. Now,
Honestly.
No, he didn't.
Honestly, Google it. Google it. One of the reasons is the fans he thought we were booing him.
No, he got injured, couldn't find his form, and got homesick. That's why he left.
Yeah, and it might have been his wife who said it, actually, thinking about it. But yeah, someone mentioned they thought at the start we were booing him. That is a God's honest truth. You can Google it.
Okay, right. Well,
and on that one,
on the stream there. Thanks everyone watching the stream. Like, subscribe to the channel as always. Follow all of us on Twitter on the channel on Twitter. Just appreciate all the support so far, and we'll see you guys next week for the
next week.
For the big one.
See you next week.
Preview. Hey guys, see you soon.